always planning your next trip to Italy or you're dreaming about one, well, in today's video, I would like to talk to you about 7 things that you can do to experience Italy more like an Italian. Basically, things that Italians do that you should try out when you're in Italy next time. Cominciamo! Ciao a tutti and welcome back. My name is Manu Venditti and this is Italy Made Easy, the channel that takes the Italian language and culture, like today, and makes it easy for everybody to access. So we're going to look at 7 things that us Italians do in Italy that make our life in Italy Italian, I suppose, and you can try all of them and I highly recommend that you do. So let's start with the first one. Drink your coffee standing. Yes, for us Italians, coffee is not really this pleasure that we spend a couple of hours at a cafe sitting down with friends. In most cases, we are in a hurry and coffee is really just a need. It's like a drug that we need to have. And so the way we Italians do it is we walk into a cafe, bar, and we just get a coffee and scull it at the counter. You may not think that's a cool thing to do because why rush it if you have time? Because that's the Italian way. Now, mind you, Italians drink espresso, so it's a very quick coffee and there's not much to drink. It takes 1 minute to order and get it delivered, and then it takes maybe another minute to drink it, and then you're out on your way. The good thing is that it's super cheap. So when you're in Italy, yes, sometimes sit down and have a long coffee, but do try the Italian way of standing up for coffee. You'll have many more opportunities to strike a conversation with the person next to you and maybe make friends, who knows. Eat pizza al taglio. So yes, Italy is the homeland of pizza and our pizza is amazing and pizza is everywhere. But do you always have time to go and find a pizzeria and sit down and have a proper meal when the waiter comes out and you order and then you have to wait? No. Sometimes you just want to nibble on something quick and cheap, and that is when pizza al taglio comes in handy. In Italy you will find a ton of these places. They're either called pizza al taglio, can also be called pizzeria, but it doesn't look like a restaurant, or even a forno or panetteria, a bakery, will sell pizza al taglio. So what is pizza al taglio? It's a place where you can walk in, select a square or many more squares of pizza in any flavor that you like, and just walk out with this little wrapped piece of pizza. The flavors that we have for pizza al taglio are a lot more creative compared to the options that you have at a pizzeria, at a sit-down restaurant. So please do try pizza al taglio. It's amazing. Number 3, the one thing that you probably notice about Italians in general is that we are stylish, we are fashionable. Even the least fashionable person in Italy has a sense of fashion and matching things and looking decent basically when we go out. And what we do in Italy is la passeggiata. La passeggiata is a walk, but it's not really a walk. It's not done with the purpose of exercise, not at all. La passeggiata is a way of seeing people and being seen, most importantly. And you might not be into that kind of, shallow approach to life, but do try and wear your best clothes every time you go out in Italy. It's your opportunity to shine and look amazing at every single opportunity without having to wait for Sunday or a special occasion. Dress as nicely as you can every time you're in public in Italy, and yes, you'll experience Italy from the perspective of Italians, I suppose. Number 4, dunking your cornetto in your cappuccino. So yes, we're back at the cafe, and this is something that you surely will see Italians do, and you should try too. Cappuccino is a hot beverage that we Italians drink for breakfast. So it's like your milk and cereal in a way. You will find that Italians would walk into a cafe, get a cappuccino and a croissant, cornetto, and then dunk the cornetto in the hot cappuccino. This is something that maybe in your culture you wouldn't do in public because it gets a little messy and it's a little awkward, but we do it all the time. And so when in Italy, do try and order a cornetto with your cappuccino and dunk. Number 5, go to the local fruit markets. Italy is the country of fresh produce. We're the largest consumer of fruit and veggies in Europe, and the variety is amazing and the quality is amazing. And of course you can find good quality produce at the supermarket, but if you have a chance to find out when the local market is happening, do go, because the experience is breathtaking. The smells, the variety, the flavors, the things that you can taste, the olives, the nuts, the cheeses if you eat cheese. There's so much amazing stuff at Italian fruit markets that you would be missing out if you didn't go. Now, of course, beware of pickpocketers because they're there. Numero 6. Speak Italian. Yes, I highly encourage you to speak Italian when in Italy. I'm not saying that you should be fluent, although if you do want to become fluent, then I have a program called From Zero to Italian, which takes you to fluency. But all I'm saying is learn some Italian and try and use it, especially if you're in smaller towns, not in the major cities or away from the touristy areas where people might know English. If you start your conversations, your approach is in Italian, you establish a different connection with the person that you're talking to. And yes, eventually you may have to switch back to English if you're not fluent, but starting an interaction in Italian really sets the tone for a more friendly and successful interaction, I suppose. And if your Italian is good enough to sustain it and actually interact completely in Italian, as broken as it may be, then I promise you that your experience in Italian will be 10 times superior to what it would be if you only went using English. Finally, something that we Italians really enjoy is this thing called apericena. Apericena has to do with aperitivo. You may know this concept of aperitivo. Aperitivo is a drink, it could be alcoholic or non-alcoholic, that we drink before dinner. So finish work, you go out for aperitivo with your friends and colleagues, and it's just a little bit of a drink. It's not super strong spirits, it's just a little drink with maybe peanuts and things like that. So we've extended on the idea of aperitivo, introducing apericena. And apericena has the word cena in it, and so it's an expanded version of an aperitivo, where you would go and get your aperitivo at a bar, your Aperol, Campari, Negroni, but you would come out with enough food to keep you pretty much happy, almost as if you had dinner. The kind of food that comes out it's like Italian tapas. So it's not a full-on meal, but it's many samples of different things. It could be mini sandwiches, olives, dry tomatoes, cheese, things like that. It's an interesting experience that if you're in Italy, you should really, really try. And that was it. 7 things that you can do to be a little bit more Italian when you are in Italy. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not yet, because every week you're going to get a new video on the Italian culture, like this one, or the Italian language if you're interested in learning it. If you already know some Italian and you're wishing to practice it, but you just don't understand full-on Italian yet, then do check out my second channel, Italy Made Easy, 100% in Italiano Lento, where I talk to you in slow Italian on a number of interesting topics without explaining the things that are difficult like grammar. Questo è tutto per oggi, un abbraccione e alla prossima. Ciao ciao!